Hi, everybody. I'm Stacy Rowan. I am a human design and mindset coach for entrepreneurs. I help entrepreneurs get to know themselves better than they ever have before so that they can understand how they naturally can be a leader in their business. Today, I want to talk to you about something that's come up for me personally, but also is coming up in my client conversations. And it's about alignment and the state of alignment. So, if you're familiar with human design, then you know that as builders or generators, when we're in alignment, we experience satisfaction. As an advisor or projector, alignment feels like success. As a manifester or initiator, alignment feels like peace. And as a evaluator or a reflector, alignment feels like delight or surprise. So this is something that is a good way to measure if you're getting into more alignment. If you're experiencing, for instance, as a builder, that you're having more examples of satisfaction in your life, and you can think back and say, oh, these are occurring with a bit more frequency than they were before. That's a good way to tell that you're actually finding more and better states of alignment. But one of the things that I've noticed both from conditioning and I think just from the state of the world as it is right now, is that sometimes when we find that satisfaction or peace or delight or success, it feels uncomfortable. It's not something we're used to. And because it's not something that we're comfortable with or we're used to, we can end up doing something that takes us out of that state, that takes us back to a state that feels less than the quality of alignment, right? And I remember someone that I worked with once who offered the piece of advice to rest in the state of wellness, rest in wellness. And I want to offer that for whatever your key indicator is for your type, is that sometimes we have to develop the capacity to feel that key indicator and to stay in that state. So again, as a builder or a generator, we have to build the capacity to stay in satisfaction, to linger there, not to hold on to it, not to grasp it because we're desperate to stay there or we're afraid of leaving it, but more develop the capacity to actually feel it and sense it and to be able to linger into it and not be in such a hurry to do something that might take us out of that state. So, for example, let's imagine that you just did a presentation in your business and you gave a great workshop and you had a good turnout and you just felt like really in your zone. You really felt like you were reaching your potential. You were in that state of alignment. It was really satisfying or it was really peaceful for you. Now you get done, you close out, let's say it was virtual, you close out the Zoom room. Maybe don't reach for your phone as the transitional activity following up that workshop. Maybe sit in that feeling of satisfaction. Definitely notice how it feels somatically in your body. What does it feel like? Does it feel like your shoulders are relaxed? Do you notice that there's no tension in your body? Does it feel easy and relaxed? What is your mind doing in that? What are your emotions doing? How do you know you're in a state of satisfaction or success or peace or delight? How do you recognize it in yourself? And then let yourself stay there as long as you can. Let yourself linger in it and enjoy the experience of it. And even if it's after it's gone, if you can, bring up the memory of it. Bring up the somatic experience in your body again. Can you think back on that experience? Call up the memory and actually create it in your body, create how it feels, and allow that to be your guiding light, your guiding principle as a reminder of why you want to follow your decision making. Because it's only through our decision making that we really get to experience that state of alignment. So savor your alignment states, build your capacity to be able to stay in them. Notice for yourself, maybe even note down in a journal when they're occurring so you can see this pattern and you can see the evidence of, oh, I am gaining more and more alignment every day. So that's what I wanted to bring you today. If you have any questions about this segment or any of my other videos, or there's something that you would like to understand better in human design or entrepreneurship, or you would like to hear my take and perspective on it, please feel free to leave comments. Share those questions with me because, as an express builder myself or a manifesting generator, I operate best in response. And so I'd love to answer your questions and share here so that everybody can benefit from that. Thanks again. I hope to see you soon. And this is Stacy Rowan. Thank you. Bye.